Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, November 19, 12:01 America, New York. How debt is making global inequality worse. The developing world is growing more heavily indebted, worsening fears that the post-pandemic world will see global inequality get worse. RT World News, November 19, 7:22 America, New York. Danish military first in world to fly electric planes, video. Denmark's Air Force showed off its brand new electric-powered planes on Thursday, saying its test flights have so far proven that the cheaper-to-run, more eco-friendly technology has potential. Washington Post World, November 19, 7:21 America, New York. Norway tightens entry rules, urges dropping handshake. Norwegian officials say the country is introducing stricter controls at border crossings, requiring everyone to register before entering the country, in a bid to tackle the rise in COVID cases.
November 19, 7:15 America, New York. Trump's ire grows as DeSantis' popularity with Republicans takes off. In a matter of months, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has gone from being a shining example in Donald Trump's eyes of a MAGA leader molded in his image to an average politician who forgot his roots as he rose to Republican stardom.
Washington Post World, November 19, 7:05 America, New York. Furor over Miss South Africa appearing in pageant in Israel. Controversy is swirling around the Miss South Africa beauty pageant, as the government has withdrawn its support for the event because of its plans to participate in the Miss Universe 2021 contest, which is to be held in Israel in December.
Mirror World News, November 19, 7:04 America, New York. Earliest known COVID case tracked down to Wuhan wet market vendor, scientist claims. The earliest known case of the COVID outbreak has been tracked down to a female vendor at the Huanan seafood wholesale market in Wuhan, China, a scientist has claimed. Mirror World News, November 19, 7:04 America, New York. Who is missing tennis player Peng Shuai? Mysterious email released in full. Chinese tennis player Peng Shuai has not been seen publicly since she accused a government official of sexual assault. But who is Peng Shuai and what is the mysterious email?
World CBS News, com. November 19, 7:04 America, New York. UN calls for proof of missing Chinese tennis stars' well-being. China's foreign ministry claims it's not aware of global concerns over the disappearance of Peng Shuai following her online claim of sexual assault by a senior politician.
November 19, 7:03 America, New York. Black Santas are appearing in U.S. Disney parks this season for the first time. Without an official announcement or fanfare, U.S. Disney parks are including a Black Santa Claus in Christmas celebrations this year for the first time in the company's 66-year theme park history.
Time, November 19, 7:01 America, New York. Everything you need to know before watching Hawkeye on Disney+. Marvel's small screen experiment has produced some of the most talked about shows of the year, from WandaVision to Loki. Their fifth and final Marvel Cinematic Universe show of 2021, Hawkeye, is set to debut on November 24 on Disney+. Time, November 19, 7 o'clock America, New York. Welcome to TV's era of peak redundancy. It's 9 in the evening, sometime during this endless post-lockdown liminal period, and I'm curled up on the sofa, clicking listlessly through streaming menus in search of my sedative of choice, dark teen dramas, when my vision starts to blur.
Washington Post World, November 19, 7 o'clock America, New York. Venezuela's elections are missing a key voice: women. Venezuela's opposition candidates are promising change. What it looks like is more of the same.
Time, November 19, 6:53 America, New York. Kevin McCarthy's very Trumpy 8-hour audition for House Speaker. This article is part of the DC Brief, Times Politics newsletter. Sign up here to get stories like this sent to your inbox every weekday. Republican leader Kevin McCarthy rose at 8:38 p.m.
Mirror World News, November 19, 6:50 America, New York. Monster jailed for raping Brit backpacker and leaving her unconscious on riverbank. Yaron Morgan was high on a mixture of drugs and alcohol on the night of his horrific attack and hadn't slept for 2 weeks when he targeted the young woman upon her return home from a night out with friends.
Fox World News, November 19, 6:49 America, New York. Few tourists experience Christmas in Bethlehem after pandemic. Ahead of Christmas, a towering wooden screen, once blackened with soot from millions of worshippers' candles, is being restored to its gilded glory in the Church of the Nativity, built at the site where many believe Jesus was born.
BBC News World. November 19, 6:45 America, New York. Jimmy Hoffa. Deathbed confession sparks long-missing U.S. union boss body hunt. The FBI search a site in New Jersey as a new clue leads to hopes of solving the decades-old case.
November 19, 6:42 America, New York. Unite the Right trial exposes chasm between who plans white nationalism's battles and who fights them. Jury to begin deliberations in Charlottesville. Unite the Right civil trial.
Washington Post World. November 19, 6:41 America, New York. Belarus's Lukashenko tells close ally Putin he de-escalated the migrant crisis with Europe. Poland disagrees. Europe needs to talk to Belarusian leader Lukashenko if it wants a way out of the migrant crisis, says Kremlin.
November 19, 6:40 America, New York. Can almost see Bannon as ventriloquist, Haberman on Meadows' comment. Former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows blasted House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy's leadership style, suggesting that if Republicans win control of the House next year, the party should install former President Donald Trump as its next speaker.
New York Times World News. November 19, 6:33 America, New York. Boosters for all? The U.S. may soon offer booster shots to every adult. Here's why. A woman receives a booster in Anchorage. New York Times World News. November 19, 6:33 America, New York. Japan approves a $490 billion stimulus package. The move, announced on Friday, is an attempt by the country's newish prime minister to revive an economy battered by COVID restrictions and a supply chain crunch. Last month in Tokyo, Japan announced a partial easing of border restrictions earlier this month and has already lifted virtually all restrictions on its economy.
November 19, 6:29 America, New York. House Democrats expected to pass Biden's social safety net expansion soon after overnight delay. House Democrats are planning to pass President Joe Biden's sweeping $1.9 trillion social safety net expansion legislation on Friday morning after House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy stalled an effort to vote Thursday evening by delivering a record-breaking marathon floor speech overnight.